So we finally have the officially the last movie in the this era of the DCEU. After a decade, we started with Man of Steel in 2013, and now we're finishing up with Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom with a on Wikipedia it says 39%. If I go on Rotten Tomatoes, it's actually 36% with a 77% audience score. We could refresh it and see if it's changed at all. Oh, the audience score went up by one. I watched about 7, 8 online reviews, and they range from saying it's good, stupid fun to absolute trash. So, not going out on a high note. This was the budget's 205 million, with advertising probably about 300 million, and they're tracking it to lose a massive amount of money, which kind of goes with what's been going on with Black Adam. Well, Black Adam actually didn't do that bad. I'm sure it made money. Suicide Squad, which was a great movie, looked to be a bomb. Wonder Woman, bomb. And I know that some of these are in COVID era, so take that into account. Shazam: Fury of the Gods, post-COVID, bomb. The Flash, bomb. Blue Beetle, bomb. So just bomb after bomb after bomb, and I would say this is probably going to be a massive bomb. That's what the experts are saying, and I don't doubt it. I actually didn't like the first Aquaman movie. That movie made over $1 billion. It's the most money made by a DC superhero movie of all time. The reviews, it had a 65%, 55% on Metacritic. The Metacritic score for Aquaman is currently 45. Just not very good. It's not a red. Metacritic can go in the red. It's not in the red. But I'm a huge DC fan. Going back to my childhood, when it comes to figures in Mezco, I collect almost every DC figure that comes out. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I enjoy the DC comics, but I barely collect the actual comic books anymore. And I finally, after 3 years, watched Wonder Woman 1984, and I can tell you, I thought it was absolutely terrible. I think that 58% Rotten Tomato score is very generous, because I thought it was embarrassing to watch that movie. The only movie that I've really enjoyed since the first Shazam movie was the Suicide Squad, which I watched like 3 times because I enjoyed it so much. I thought Black Adam was not that bad, even though it's only got a 38%. Some of these scores I don't get. I know that Batman versus Superman had problems, for sure, but 29%, really? That seems really low. Birds of Prey at a 78% is my all-time least favorite of the DCEU movies. I thought it was unwatchable. Up until Birds of Prey, including Birds of Prey, I own every single one, and then I stopped. I had Wonder Woman in my shopping cart, and Amazon waited for it to go down, and finally, after all the watching reviews, I said, okay, I'm just going to not get it. And so it came on Netflix for free, watched it for free, and it was as garbagey as the online reviews were saying. Shazam: Fury of the Gods, I watched that on a plane for free. Terrible movie. I haven't watched The Flash, Blue Beetle. I only watch them if they come out for free. And movies like Birds of Prey, I watched maybe I did finish that one. I don't know. But it was a slog to get through that one. I never finished the first Aquaman. I probably watched 95% of it. I don't know what the future holds. I know that we're entering the James Gunn era. Is he going to be able to turn around? I don't know. The DC has such a bad perception, and I don't think casual fans are sitting there thinking, well, let's give him another chance. We're entering the James Gunn era, because I don't think they even know. I don't think they have any idea that a new... But can he change? The director for Wonder Woman 1984 was the same as the director for the first Wonder Woman. And, what was her name? And the first movie was great, made a lot of money. Her is Patty Jenkins, and I'm not going to get into my views on why the movie got the quality went down so badly, but it was embarrassing. It was mostly the plot, but also a lot of the CGI was just terrible. And DC, and I barely watch the Marvel movies, but DC, just stop with all the scenes. Look at these budgets. Just okay. So the Joker, we got two movies that are not in the DCEU movies that were successful. The Joker in 2019 had a $55 to $70 million budget and made over $1 billion. Massively profitable. It was a character-driven story. It was not CGI-driven. The Batman, it had a pretty big budget, $200 million, but I actually didn't think the ending sequence was that great, and that was probably the most CGI in it. I think that the CGI, and that's Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, is just a massive CGI fest. Just stop it. Write a good story. And Shazam had a $100 million budget. Well, Birds of Prey had 84 and it was garbage. But if you make something character driven, I think it can do a lot better. You take Shazam, the first Shazam, 100 million. The second Shazam, 125. I'm not sure how they did that because there was so much more CGI in Fury of the Gods. That would be my advice going forward, is massively cut the budget. You stop with all the CGI. Stop it. And try and work on the stories. The Wonder Woman story, the plot is so embarrassing. It's amazing that this movie, I guess because they had so much faith in Patty Jenkins, or they didn't want to anger her or whatever, but they should have done a Batgirl on it and just not released it, because they killed the Wonder Woman franchise. That the plot was so bad, and I don't think you'll ever see another Shazam movie, at least not in this era. They might start over again at some point, maybe a decade from now, but it's looking bad, because it seems like we're entering an era where the interest in superhero movies is waning, and for DC or Warner Brothers to try and get the fans back, I think they're just going to have to do some lower budget movies that are higher quality, and it's easier said than done to say write better stories, but I think that's what they need to do. And I don't know how you get a movie like Fury of the Gods or Birds of Prey that are so embarrassing. But we'll see going forward. Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom, I have no interest in the movie. If it comes out 3 years from now for free on Netflix, I'll probably watch it and struggle through it. It's apparently shorter than the first Aquaman. Maybe I'll revisit the first Aquaman. I mean, I have it on digital. I have it on, I think I might have it on 4K. I don't know. But I didn't really enjoy it. So I am a big fan. I want these movies. I get nothing out of having bad movies. I get no pleasure. I wanted to see the Flash movie, and then it got such bad reviews. I was like, nah, I'll skip it. Anyway, so that's the final movie. We'll be entering the James Gunn era, and I'm not sure what the schedule is for when those are to be released, but we'll see. I hadn't really tracked Aquaman at all. Apparently now reviews are saying that it was just a really problematic production all through it, so I guess this is the result. Anyway, so that's Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.